Hi.
Hi.
You know, when people always talk about black task, you know the funny thing, a lot of people do not actually understand the meaning of black task. And the truth is that almost, I don't want to be exaggerating, but over 50% of young people that are trying to have it are actually going through that black tax of it.
You know, it's a very delicate conversation to have. Why do I say that? A lot of us, especially Africans, it's called black tax because it's usually more experienced by Africans. But the funny thing is that even Mexicans, all those communities where they still embrace a lot of culture, still experience that black tax. Black tax means just supporting families, extended families. You get it. So it's a very delicate conversation because if you want to do the right thing, it means you are shunning the people who have taken care of you, who have contributed to your growth or your success. Do you get it?
True.
So, but I think the best way to navigate the issue of black tax is a very candid advice one of my elder friends shared with me. He said, if you are standing on one leg and you want to carry someone else, the two of you will fall. Do you get it?
That's true.
So giving back, if you giving back to your community, giving back to family, is going to prevent you from standing on both feet. You need to clearly explain to them, have limitations, you get it, and focus on building yourself.
But you have a point, right? The part where you just said explain, I think that's where I have to now ask a question, because most times you try to explain these things, and let me give you an instance. You've told someone in the family, right now you get a CB, I don't really have, maybe let's just see if you can do this next month or soon, I will get back to you. And then somehow you now post a picture or a video of you somewhere having a good time that is not even up to 10% off what that person is asking for. And then they're like, oh, I asked for this and then you didn't give me, but you have this for that and that.
See, you can't really get to please everybody. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
You can't get to please everybody. And as I said, if a lot of us were trained from, how would I put it, communal contributions. So this uncle gave, this auntie gave, or this or that. Do you get me? So most times, expect by the time you stand on your feet, you start contributing to possibly training the next or supporting the next generation. But there's a reason why the family hasn't been able to really come out of poverty. Everybody is still at that point of struggling. We gather, we give one person, we gather, we give the other person. You need to be able to stand on your feet. And you have it at the back of your mind that when I stand on my feet, I'm coming back to help my community. There's a strong motivation to you to want to do better. You get it? So you can't be of the notion that I want to give back to my community, that we are seeing you living extravagant or flamboyant lifestyle. So that's ideology that yes, I want to reinvest in myself. I want to ensure that I'm able to stand solidly so that when I give back, I do not fall. We push you not to want to live certain frivolous or flamboyant lifestyle or necessarily show off. So if you are showing off, then you are not helping because you show off from excesses. So if you are showing off and you are not supporting, that's when the issue now comes in. But hey, I'm doing this at this point in time. I can't really help in this way. I can't pay these people's school fees now because I'm still investing back into my business. Then the next day I see you are sending the wrong message. So that's where discernment now comes in. Do you get me? But the ideology of black tax is real. And it's there. It's more like a way of you showing gratitude for the support and the help you've gotten, even from people who never ever supported or helped you. Do you get me? But you really need to be intentional that in your giving you do not fall. Because the funny thing, remember that thing I always tell you, if you fall, there's really nobody there to really help you stand back on your feet.
Yes.
Then they'll move on to the next person who they can start begging and collecting and dragging. So you need to ensure that you're able to stand very firmly on your own 2 feet. So when you are giving out of the abundance of the heart. You don't give and start murmuring later.
Okay, so
Do you get it?
so how do you? So we're going to do it this way. We're going to come from a point of a man, right? As a young man, right? Let's say, I think Africa has made a lot of young people to get too old at a very young age. You see a 22-year-old taking responsibility that someone that logically in a civilized world is someone about 30 is supposed to be taking. Person is taking care of siblings, school fees, paying fathers, this, mothers, that. So what's that advice? Because I'll come from a point of a man, then I will now come from a point of a woman. So what's that advice? How can you tell a young man who, you know, and these things, they can get easily emotional. Because for me, I feel like they may not really be developed at that particular age to really understand what is when someone is tripping your innocence and when someone is really, you understand. So how do you advise them?
You shouldn't see it that way. You first need to understand the African culture. That's why I didn't limit it to only Africa. If you check the Mexicans, they are also family oriented. If you check the Indians, they're also family oriented. Just that we find ourselves in a situation where there are more Africans complaining so much about it. Why? Because our disposition has not really made us have that level of abundance to be able to support extended family members. Africa are not really nuclear in nature. When we talk about family, I'm not just talking about me, my wife, my son, my daughter. No, we talk about family. If you ask, say, a British guy, where's your family? He's thinking of my wife, my kids. When you have an African, where's your family? He's thinking of my mother, my father, my uncle, my sister, all the extended family members. So that's our nature. So, and that's our culture also. Do you get it? So it shouldn't be something you should run away from or frown upon, but it's something you should find a way to contain. Do you get me? You need to find a way to manage it, especially when you're in your building phase. And that's one way Africans can get to help each other. And that's one way we can get to help each other also. Because we find ourselves in a community where the government isn't really, they are trying their best, I don't know, not to really condemn them. But Africans are really the ones helping each other to come out of poverty. An uncle makes money, he takes his little nephews, he teaches them his business, he helps them set up shop. There's no government there doing it for them. So that's black tax to that uncle. But by doing that, he has elevated the family. But that uncle did not do that when he was still a one boy. He did it when he has become his own organ. Do you understand me? Yeah. So you need to get to the point where you can stand on your own 2 feet. So that when you are helping people, you do not help them and fall. You get it? So it's not something we should run away from or shy away from. Because culturally, as I said, Africans are, we are extensive. So you get it, we're extensive in nature. We don't just think of the nuclear individual family, we think way beyond that. So that's why it's a very delicate conversation. Where you don't also separate yourself. Separating yourself from it means you're separating yourself from your culture. And that's one way. If we keep investing in family, friends, funny enough, that's the black tax because your friends will still do you. You get it? We are helping each other grow. We're helping each other build. But you can't run from it. You get it? So that's where discernment comes in. You need to apply wisdom to ensure that your family does not bring you down. Because at that point, your giving now becomes something of remorse. You start murmuring. You start having that grievance at heart.
So the thing is, I was trying to say something, right? The essence why people actually, work so hard, try to, be great in what they do, and so that they can be able to elevate themselves and start helping their family. I see sometimes, right? Like I'm going to ask you for some situations I've seen, movies, real life, at least where I grew up in a way. So I saw a lot of where people say, okay, Brother Emeka has gone out, he has hustled, he has made money, right? He has become a boss, and he's now trying to pick up some of his brothers from the village and even his direct relatives, and he's trying to set those people up, right? I feel like there's some other set of people that even in their black task, you see them trying to set, okay, now they're trying to come and down, take their family members, so it's extensive, they're not trying to pick up one person to try to set up, and then those people now end up trying to, you know, I don't know how to put it, but they don't really value or utilize those opportunities of that person that has really gone the extra mile to make sure that you coming behind him or even two people before him is having a soft landing. And then when you now try to give those people those opportunities, they don't now utilize it, so they will not prefer. Then you not see yourself being in a situation whereby I've tried to help this person, but at the end of the day, I'm now black taxed that I am the only person that most of those burden is on. So I'm not trying to ask the situations whereby you have met people like that at the end of the day it is only you. Every other person will know that they have other people, but it is you that they keep calling for that particular kind of thing. You understand, it's family oriented. If you keep doing it, no matter if you know, remember this adage you said, you cannot carry people when you're on 1 feet. You might end up being on your 2 feet, and if you keep carrying everybody with your 2 feet, your leg will start paining you, and what will happen? It's no longer 1 feet that will collapse. What will happen? The 2 will start trembling, and you will now.
When you're carrying the load and you see it's too much for you, you drop it now. Do you get it?
I think it's that easy.
Oh, that's just the answer there. When you're carrying the load and you think it's too heavy for you, you either drop it and you focus on the most important thing. If you're helping 3 siblings and you're trying to put them through school, and one is not really excelling in school, why are you dragging that one through school? Let him go and learn a trade skill. And focus your energy. You know, the issue why sometimes we feel underappreciated in things is that we are trying to make people like the things we like, or want to force them to follow a path we think is best for them. Sometimes you need to take a step back and ask, is this the best path for this person, or what is it you want to do? Where does your strength lies in? How can I amplify that strength? So when you find that out, you realize that you are supporting family members in the areas where they can excel in. Do you get me? I'm training 3 children in school. 2 are obviously really, really excelling very well. 1 is not. And I'm still trying to force that one through tertiary institution.
Yeah, even what's in the matter, it's not that I don't want to study what?
Yes, because I think it's worked out for me. I don't work out for that guy. But maybe that one that is struggling through school might really enjoy becoming a fashion designer.
Yeah, now.
Do you get me? So you also really need, sometimes when you find yourself in such a situation, take a step back. You don't want to be pouring water on stone, but you also want your investment to be worthwhile. You get it? So it's delicate. It's something that needs to be managed very well.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You get it? It needs to be managed very well. I don't tell you I don't have money, and I start overly balling. That's where discernment comes in. You know that principle of when Apostle Paul said, I think Paul, if he knows eating pork will make my brother to stumble, he wouldn't eat it. Do you get it? It's not that eating pork is bad, but the consciousness of his neighbor is not yet strong enough. So sometimes, I know I want to show off a certain kind of way, but I know showing off a certain kind of way might create extra problem that I don't plan for. Just for my own peace of mind, I just live my own quiet, simple life. Do you get it? So that's discernment. That's discernment. So you really need to be discerning enough to know the kind of things to do. Do you understand me? It's just like someone died and you will see you busy going for parties and stuff like that. Someone in the family or someone very close to you. It's not a discerning thing to do at that moment. It's not as if going to parties is not within your rights. It's within your rights now. But it's not the right thing to do at that moment. Because at that point, people are grieving. So we also need to see the agreement. So although that's out of context a bit, but you get the point. So
I get the point, Sha. It's just that I think one advice I would really give to young people that are in situations where pillars, family strongholds, the ones that carry backbones, just understand something. You need to really, have it figured out first before you can start doing certain things. Because the truth is, you might think you have like 100 million naira. People's problem never stop.
well, that's true.
You will keep solving problem, That 100 million naira will turn to 10 million, 10 million will turn to 1 million, 1 million will turn to 100,000.
When it's no longer there, they move on to the next person.
And the funny thing is, they will ask a very painful question. And it's not like as if we are forcing you to do it, or you will feel betrayed. Honestly, you will feel betrayed because when I was doing all this, it's not as if you hear things. Some people will even tell you blatantly, did I tell you to do for me? You were the one doing it, and you wouldn't want to be in that situation. So you have to have it figured out. You need to understand your financials, your capacity, and also learn how to say no.
No, yes.
I'm struggling with that though, but learn how to say no. You need to. The day you would say no, you will feel so much relief, right? And it will really save you a lot of stress. So I think my advice is learn how to say no. Organize yourself, understand your financial capability and what you can carry, and trust me, it will really help you a long way.
Yeah, that's true. Right. I think that's it for today.
Oh yes.
So
it was great, all those kind of things.
All right. See you later now.
Bye.